Good morning everyone and welcome back to the vlog. Today is a video I'm very keen for. Today we are finally going to get stuck into the engine. If you guys have been keeping up to date with the channel very recently, you guys would know that I bought a XR6 Turbo about 2 months ago now. The first 2 months have really been me trying to get the car to a place where I want it to be, where it's nice and clean. So far we've done all the suspension work to it. The wheels have gone on, as well as the coal car's been panel swapped. There's been a heap of other little things behind the scenes which you guys have missed out on, but today is finally the day where I stood back from both the cars and I said, right, there's only a couple of little things here and there that I really want to get done, but for the most part, both cars are done and I'm so happy. But as I said, today is going to be a super exciting video because finally I'm going to start doing stuff to the turbo engine-wise. Now, I was very fortunate enough to be friends with the guy who owns XR6 Industries. He just does a whole bunch of different performance parts for the Turbo Falcon, and I'll put a link to his website down below as well as his Facebook page. Now, he was kind enough to sponsor today's video and supply me with this absolute masterpiece, which is a turbo side intake. Now, I was very fortunate to actually have Mitch from XR6 Industries sponsor today's video. So today we're going to install this right here, which is a XR6 turbo side intake and battery relocation.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might need a sweater too. I'ma put a ride on ya. Kid from California, trying to make it in life. In school they never taught ya.
So this right here is the entire kit you get inside the box. He includes absolutely everything you need. The only thing you'll need apart from these is obviously some basic hand tools. You'll need a drill because you actually have to drill into the chassis to fit the battery relocation tray. However, he actually includes all of the hardware you will possibly need to get it mounted to the car. He also includes all of the wiring you need to do the battery relocation, as well as your positive and negative ground wires. He includes all the hose clamps as well, which is really cool. Both brand new battery terminals, a doorstop, and this is purely for and another little hose clamp as well. So one of the biggest things that appealed to me with this kit here was just the amount of quality craftsmanship that goes into making all these pieces. Mitch, the owner of XR6 Industries, has actually spent a lot of time perfecting this exact design to make sure it's easy to install as well as performs really well. All of his parts are proven on the dyno. He's also a really nice guy, and I've been talking to him for so long about just all the parts that he makes. He has an absolutely amazing, beautiful breeze green FG Turbo, and he has all these parts in it. I've always looked up to his car, I've always looked up to his work, and yeah, I'm just so thankful that he was able to sponsor this video and provide me with all this amazing quality stuff. And I'm really glad that I'm going to be putting some really good quality parts onto my turbo. So as you guys probably noticed in all those cinematic shots, you can see that he actually laser cuts a lot of his different parts to say different things. I was actually going to get this one here to say ZacBaldy in it, however it was just going to be a little bit too expensive for what I wanted. Obviously you can't do all of this stuff for free, so yeah, but he did end up going out of his way to make sure that mine says XR6 Turbo in it, which I think looks really cool. He's also done the bottom of the battery relocation with XR6 as well, but I did notice that on all of these parts, absolutely none of them had any sharp edges. All of them have been filed down really nicely. They're just really good quality parts, and there's been a lot of time spent to try and make these parts really nice. So another thing that he also did for me is he actually went out of his way and got all of these parts powder coated for me. So with the turbo build, I really wanted to make this car stand out from any other car that I've owned, and I really wanted to pay a lot of attention to the engine bay. Now, the color I've chosen to go with the engine bay is breeze green as well as black. But I wanted all of my parts apart from the rocker cover to be black. So that's why all the pipes, all this stuff I've ordered, and he went out of his way to make sure that he got it powder coated all black, which is awesome. So this right here is the bit where the intake pipe goes. So if you could imagine inside the left side of it at the moment, this pipe here will fit through here, and there'll be a pod filter on the end of that, and this is going to be the enclosed unit. And then this top goes straight on top there and just bolts straight into those there. So this is going to be sitting at the front left of the car. And then this right here is the battery relocation tray. This will be sitting in the right hand side of the car, and I'm guessing that this bit here will be drilled into the chassis and it'll sit like that. So that's the structural support there. Yeah, so this is the 4-inch intake pipe. Comes with a pod filter on the end. It also has some silicone pipe and that'll just fit straight onto there. So this did originally come a lot shinier. However, because I did want all of my stuff to be black, I actually thought this was going to come in powder coated black as well. But that's alright, I have a heap of black paint sitting over there at the moment from the dash beers that I did. So I've quickly sanded this all down and we're going to go outside and hit it with some black paint, and it should come out very similar to these here. So let's go outside, let's do that right now. So this is the end result of that black tubing that I just quickly painted over. It's pretty close match. Like it's not satin. It's like a little bit glossy, but I don't really have an issue with that. It looks pretty cool. It's gonna look a lot nicer in the bay as well. And if I choose to get it powder coated, I just can anyway. So yeah, let's head downstairs and let's get this all fitted. So before we get into anything, I'm just going to quickly explain what exactly a turbo side intake does. So pretty much on a standard FG Falcon, this is the inlet for the cold air here. So this is where the engine gets all of its cold air. Goes into here, into this box which contains the filter, up and over the top and then down into the turbo. And then from the turbo it goes up, down, all the way through the cooler, back up through here, and then into the engine. So what a turbo side intake does is it takes the battery from this side here, puts it over this side, which Ford should have done from factory, and it puts the cold air intake here, straight behind the headlight. So now you have the cold air intake going from there to the turbo, all the way over here, through the cooler, and back into the engine. Now that completely gets rid of this whole cross section here. Not only does it make the engine bay look a lot cleaner, but it also takes away the fact that the cold air, obviously being better for combustion, goes straight over the top of the hot engine, therefore heating up the air, therefore not making as much power. Also, the cold air intake is going to make the induction noise so much better. Our doses, our hectic VL combo doses, are going to be so much nicer. I love it. Alright, first step, we have to remove this battery, everything to do with the battery and the air filter. Let's do it.
Why you all about my business? Yeah, I've been working hard, always keeping to myself. Why you acting like a witness? Man, trying to get a piece once I'm getting all this world. No, you don't need to get involved. No, you don't need to get involved. No, now you trying to get involved. No, you don't need to get involved. No, why you trying to get involved? No, you were never about the squad. No, you don't need to get involved. No, you don't need to get involved. I hate the way you think we're friends. You must be crazy. I've been working to the.
Kinda glad I'm doing this right now. This is the bit that bolted straight into the turbo. I'm saying that. Wouldn't be surprised if my turbo was bloody buggered and scratched up after this. Guess we'll find out. So I've just taken everything out of the engine bay. It's looking pretty bare at the moment, which is a good thing, I guess. I'm just going to quickly clean it up down here before I install anything. Also down here I noticed that there was a whole lot of battery acid, just a whole lot of corrosion down here. So I'm going to try and get as much of that off as I possibly can, and we'll start the process of lining everything up and making sure it all fits. So right here I just got a little bit of clay bar lube. Just going to spray it straight down in there and yeah, wipe her up with this.
Why you all about my business? Yeah, I've been working hard, always keeping to myself. Why you acting like a witness? Man, trying to get a piece.
So another thing while I'm at it is I have this stuff here. This is an e-rust unit, which basically stops my car from rusting if they work. So I'm going to remove this simply because I know that my car's not going to rust, and I know that this doesn't do anything. So yeah, I'm going to quickly get rid of it. It's messing up the engine bay, it looks horrible, and it wasn't even toned down when I got the car. So let's remove it.
You don't need to get involved, no. This isn't easy, there's things you need to sacrifice. There's so much more than dope beats, and if you're rapping nice, music's forever, want this bumping in my afterlife. Rappers make a meal with the flow, not even half as nice. I guess that's the game though, never gonna change bro. People hit me like you different, sorry you're the same hoe. Changing up the same flow, you're right, I'm feeling different. They complain about the game, just work hard and quit your bitching. That's the mission, visionary mindset coming through. Once I make it big, I got the whole team coming too. Always onto something new, this dream is what I'm running to. My initials tell your fade, because J will always W.
Alright, so now that I've completely removed this side here, cleaned it all out, removed the whole crossover section, as well as removed the battery and cleaned up down there as much as I possibly could. I want to get the battery sorted and out of the way, make sure that all works before I put the intake in, because obviously starting the car is more important than the noise it makes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this battery setup is all completed first, and then we'll move on to the intake side. We're going to be connecting the power wire, which goes to the new battery placement. So what you do is you grab this one right here, which is inside the box supplied by Mitch Mackey, the man, the myth, the legend, which is this brand new wire right here. Now it's going to be really hard for you to see, but the starter motor is down here. So this wire pretty much has to go from here to down there. So it's a 13mm bolt on the back to remove the power wire on that. Now because when I make the battery tray up inside here, I'm going to have to drill some new holes, which is going to come down into the wheel well. I'm going to take off this wheel here, and I'm also going to take out the fender lining so I can actually get to the end of those bolts and put a nut on them. Another thing I'm also going to have to do is I'm going to have to jack up the car and jump under it so I can attach the new power wire. And then, yeah, and then we should do everything else on top of the car, which I'm very excited about because I don't like getting under it. First mistake of the night, disconnecting the battery plus all of the piping for the intake, and then realizing you can't start your car to put it up on a wood block, so you can fit your jack under it. Looks like the scissor jack's the way to go. Alright, so I've just pulled the wheel off and also taken the guard lining out, which is pretty simple. Just grab a trim removal tool and get rid of all the annoying clips that, not that one there, all the clips that sort of look like this. And all you need to do is just pull it back as much as you can so you can sort of see those three exposed holes right there, because the kit is only going to fit just in there anyway, so you don't really need to do too much more. We're going to get under it and we're going to try and find where those two red wires are. As you can see, I've just fed it down through there and it's going roughly where the other red wire is. So I'm just going to quickly connect it to that, and yeah, let's quickly go down and do that now. Yeah, so if you guys can see up here, I'm going to need two hands for it, so I won't be able to record it unfortunately. You guys can see this red wire here, it's already connected to the back of the starter motor. Just grab your second wire here and just this 13mm bolt, loosen that, put the new wire on, and then screw it back on. Easy. Alright, so if you guys can see, those two red wires now go into the back of the starter motor, so that's all sorted. Alright, so the next step is the bit where we're going to be bolting into the car. So grab your battery tray as well as your bracket, and my guess was that this bracket will go sort of somewhere at the back here, as you can see, and this one here will go underneath it. I probably don't have the best angle for you guys, but you guys can see it kind of fits like that, and goes just down in there. So it'll be a whole lot easier for me to mark out all the positions first. I'm just going to quickly attach the bracket to the tray. It's going to make life so much easier. Now Immaculate Industries also does provide all the hardware you need for this as well for this entire install, which is awesome. So just make sure these are definitely tight. Alright, now we'll go mark this up inside the engine bay. Alright, so I've just marked out a couple of holes. So I've got one mark just down here. I've also got two small marks down here. So I'm just going to go straight through them with a small one and see if I can, and see if that's the correct positions to put them. Alright, so now all of that stuff is drilled, ready to go. We can place in our Immaculate battery tray. So we're just going to put this down here. Alright, so we have one bolt that goes down into here. There's one. There's the second one. So now we're going to be going inside the fender and we're going to be putting in the nuts that were supplied in the kit, tightening this down and then putting the battery back on top. So you can see the 3 bolts here, 1, 2, 3, and then we're just going to be putting the nuts straight on the bottom of them. So let's do that. So that right there is the turbo side completely done. I've just quickly sanded off a little bit of this and set up this little negative cable or ground cable so it hits that side of the battery. This one here is long enough to be able to wrap around and sort of make it pretty neat. So I'm going to attempt to do that. So I'll quickly set you guys up and I'll install the rest of the battery. Now, hopefully if we turn the battery or turn the key, the car should technically start. She works. Alright, so now we're going to be taking the small clamp as well as the silicone pipe and just going straight onto the front of the turbo. So the next piece I just quickly did by myself was just putting this piece here in place. So it's just one singular bolt down the very bottom. Super straightforward to do. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it, but it's just that singular bolt right there. Yeah, and that keeps this whole plate in place. The rest of it is sort of held in place by this bit here and also the very front down here. So this won't move. So the next bit is just to wrap this up here and also zip tie this just to make sure they don't short out underneath.
You looking in my eyes, can you really see the struggle? The missing piece here, better go and find a puzzle. You looking in my eyes, can you really see the struggle? The missing piece here, better go and find a puzzle. And they don't even know my name, but they let those in who look and sound the same. And they don't even see that I'm the change, yeah. I guess those are people you should blame, yeah. I'm tired of the politicking, the game talking how they always needed something different. When I'm right in their face, they don't get the vision. So I'ma keep on doing me now, watch them listen. Looking at myself for my sign. You see the problems in my life, I can't complain. Got some thoughts that I can't entertain.
Now we have the very last bit of all the
Do you really feel alive? Thinking why I drive and drinking why I cry. Was a man in the sky, yeah. Through the pain that I see in your eyes, yeah. Thank the Lord for all my blessings. Thank the Lord for all my stressing. Thank the Lord for all my questions. Thank the Lord for all my lessons. Built some bridges to burn. Fucking bitches you earn. When death occur, your stomach turn. These are lessons learned. These are lessons learned. And I'm here to give thanks. I'm here to tell the people, put your money in the bank. Yeah, we all get down and go through times, but how we react during is what
there she is, guys. All completed. I would say this would probably take, if you were pretty good at doing mechanic stuff, around about 2 hours to do. However, it took me definitely a couple of hours because I was learning every single thing along the way. Definitely was a massive eye-opener for me, and I definitely believe that I did this the best out of any mod that I could have done to my turbo at the moment. It just seems to, you know, everything with the kit lined up. I was super happy about it. If you guys are interested in the kit, I'm going to leave a link for his Facebook page, which is Macculek, and then macculek.com as well if you guys want to get this kit right here. And if you do decide to order through him, maybe make sure to go into his Facebook page and send him a message and tell him I sent you. Anyway guys, we're going to start up the turbo and I'm going to try and load some boost in and we'll see how we go. Don't know about you guys, but I heard a massive difference. I'm gonna get this place cleaned up, and maybe I'll chuck the GoPro on my head, and we'll go for a little nighttime cruise. So you guys, it's currently the next day, and I thought I should bring you guys out into the sunlight and go for a cruise in the sunlight so you guys can all see what the kit exactly looks like. So as you can see, it's a really neat kit. So you have now your cold air intake over here, and your battery placement over here. You guys can see a lot more of sort of where I connected everything up to in the sunlight as well, which is really cool. So the only real issue I had with this kit was the fact that I don't have alloy intercooler piping either. It actually does press up against the intake pipe. I shouldn't have an issue with that today, but I'm definitely going to look at getting some alloy intercooler piping soon. Apart from that, everything fit up pretty good. That's the part I painted yesterday, and yeah, looks like a really nice kit. I'm in love with this car, I really am. So yeah, definitely makes the engine bay look a whole lot nicer. There is some stuff I still want to do to it. A black coolant overflow. I also want to get, I know it sounds weird, but I also want to get the top of the battery and all around the outside of the battery all wrapped black. Don't know why. And also want to get a cover for this, and then pretty much paint that breeze, and then everything should be pretty much the way I want for now. Alright, so let's mic it up and see how she sounds. Now, if you guys made it this far into the video, I haven't put this video out just yet because I'm still working on it. However, I did get the exhaust installed, and don't tell anyone in the comments, shh. But so yeah, in the comments, don't tell anyone to go to the rest of the video. But I did get the exhaust installed. It's not looking the greatest. You guys can't see it at the moment. I guess that's kind of like a little hint. But yeah, today we're gonna mic up the turbo side intake and see how she sounds. Alright, so I haven't actually taken the car out for a drive yet with the turbo side, so I'm super excited to see how it sounds. First of all, I'm just going to quickly set up this again. I wonder why it takes across the bass, mid and treble, but not the time. 9:59 AM. Alrighty, let's do it. I'm super keen for this. Holy. So apparently this is going to make a world. So this exhaust sounds really good as well under load. However, when it's just starting, like just creeping forward, it's a little bit, it's not great. I do want to change it, but yeah, I guess we could do that later. Oh my lord. That sounds immense. I'm never gonna stop this.